Spring break, usually I get out a lot and shed hunt, but with all the snow we got last night, I'm not getting out today, and I don't know where my bull went. I gotta go find him, probably with the neighbor's cows. But I did get out 3 days this week and found just one brown is all we found. I'll put together some video of it. But we got a lot of snow last night. I'll show you. About 6 inches just last night. It's so bright out here. But I'll go see if I can find my bull, go home and put together some video from the 3 different hikes. We found a nice brown deer antler is what I found. I wasn't expecting to find any browns. I hardly ever do during spring break. But hey, we found one. I found a bunch of elk that were bedded down over on the side of the hill, but no bull yet. Well, I just found my bull. He's on the wrong side of the fence in the neighbor's sections. So I gotta move him back over to mine. And at least run him back towards my cows so he'll stay with them. Let's go see if we can move a big old bull. I got him back over all by myself. I cut the fence to do it though, so now I gotta repair a fence. And hopefully check for any spots where he might have crossed over. He seemed pretty thirsty. Hopefully he goes to go get water. He may not know where the water was on this side. So we need to drive him back to my cows now. My dad's coming to help. And maybe one of my sons, hopefully. He's pretty agitated. Well, I did it, so that's good. I didn't even spook all those cow elk up on the hill over here. They're just watching me work. Too bad they're not big bulls or any bulls, but no antlers. I never find elk antlers on my place, just deer antlers. Here I am stretching that fence. This is where I opened up the fence. It's been opened before. And I tried doing it without the stretcher. You just couldn't do it. So I had to go back and get the stretcher. And now I'm fixing the fence. And the bull's on his way back to my place. They're driving him back in the quad. Good as new. And my elk are still up there watching me work. I should have grabbed some leather gloves. My hands are bleeding all over. Oh well. Now we'll head on back. We're all done, fix the fence, and it's starting to snow again. Look at all that snow. It's gonna be great for spring. Hopefully got green spring for once. Lots of pretty land. Here, I'll zoom in for you. Can't see Greenspeak or Baldy because of the snow. But we could see Flat Top. Where is it at? Right there. We're out scouting, shed hunting. Second day of spring break. First day we didn't really find much or see much. I went down lower and not as much snow this year. I think they're all up a little higher. We're gonna hit a little spot I like. I can't share it with you. I'm cutting through private property. I got permission, so I can't really want to be fair to the people who own the property. But let's go check it out and see if we can find anything. We've been checking a lot of these little benches and haven't had any luck. I mean, last year during spring break, all I found was chocks. So we'll see how things go this year. It's more scouting than we're looking for old sheds. But you never know. But nice, lots of these nice little benches. Hey, first brown of the season early this year. It's a deer one. And Lupin found it. He found it before I did, barely. But it's a nice brown deer antler. Let's go check it out. Look at it, Lupin. Good job, Lupin. Good job. There's the antler. Nice 4-point. Don't eat it. There we go. Now we can see. Me and John split up after we found that antler, looking for the other half. I'm at the meeting point and I don't see him yet. Maybe he found a bunch. We'll see when he gets here. I'm sitting right by. Years ago I came in here and I found a brown. I only find browns in here. I don't think chalks stick around. People pick them up pretty quick in here. But I found a brown up here right about where I'm sitting. But let's wait and get John and see if he found anything. We're gonna go down into South Fork today. There's lots of ways to get in there. You could take the trail from the bottom. Here we're parked on top, had an old road, and you can hike in and skip part of the trail and get onto the part I'm trying to get to quicker. So you take the road to Big Lake and take another road and at dead ends, and we'll hike down this old road and hit the South Fork and then back up on the other side. There's the road. I know people that have keys to this and they just drive down it, but it's a closed road. And there's a little gate so hikers and horseback riders could come through. You already saw some mule deer and elk on the drive in. Quite a bit of snow up on top still. So we're still on the road headed down to South Fork. On the other side of the canyon is that big bench, kind of like a half moon shaped bowl bench. I go there every year. Usually I pick up some deer antlers. Don't have much luck. Last year was the only time I had luck at South Fork, finding a bunch. But there's a lot of snow, and this year there's not as much snow, so we'll see. That's where we're headed, is right over there. Here's South Fork. If you take the South Fork trail from the trailhead, you'll get up here eventually. We took the road that was closed. A long time ago, I used to be able to catch big browns in this little creek, but the game and fish is getting rid of the browns, so I don't think there's any left. And then we'll head back up to the bench on the other side. There's a sign and there's a trail. Muckaconhay Lake that way and South Fork the other way. This is kind of what it's like on this bench. Pretty open. I always see lots of big herds of cow elk in the spring here. There's lots of sign, but we haven't seen any down here yet. We're in a nice little wooded area. Area I think the bulls would lay down and maybe be some sheds, but we haven't found any. We can found a deer leg he's chewing on though. A little thicker. I could smell elk. We saw another group of deer, but nothing yet. We just had a couple little tiny raghorns, kind of busted up. One of them at least was that I saw. John saw him better. I didn't see him, so I kept walking and scared him. And he went down the draw. I was hoping to go up this other side so I could get a look at him. But there's nothing great about them. Little raghorns. I've been smelling elk, so I knew there was some around there somewhere. We're gonna head on back. We walked quite a bit of this bench and saw a couple groups of deer and some bulls. Now we'll head on back. This is right where they were, and I was hoping they'd go across and on this hillside and then I could see them. But I think they went right up this little draw. There's a little creek in the bottom of it. And there's Lupin, still eating his foot. So it's his fault. He wasn't paying attention. He was carrying that leg around. We're back here to the little springs. We ran into another group of does, deer. There's about, I don't know, 10 of them. So 3 groups of mule deer and 1 little group of raghorns. We're back to the road. We're just gonna hike out now. So this is the Melissa Spring area. That road we started on will go right here if you keep following it. It goes back up that canyon towards Greer. Head up that side right there, and that's where the bulls usually hang out. I already showed you that area. And a couple of wallows. Little spring, and Bryan Springs right around the corner. We may go look at that. We're back at the creek. All uphill from here. So we just ran into some mule deer. I think they're all does. One thing I like about South Fork is you got a lot of elk in this little area. You got mule deer, but you also got coos deer. And I've seen some nice 110-ish, 100 coos deer in here before. None today yet, though. All right, this is where we kind of started right there, where that little dot was. And then we hiked on that old road and crossed the creek and hit this whole bench all over the place. And this was earlier on. And then we went to those two springs and we saw deer all over it. And right over there in this little draw is where we saw those two raghorns, 3 or 2. They weren't very big or nothing special right there towards Joe Baca Draw. And then we hiked out. That was that whole trip. The other trip, I have some other footage from different trips on there, but this is the one I'll show you. And that's South Fork. I got real lucky in there. Last year I found a bunch of browns in that area,